Hey, so still embarrassed. But yeah, it's really good still. Ooh, sorry, my thing was a little bit shut. Um, so a lot of awkward moments, obviously, because my life is really awkward. Hey, but you know what I realized? I can shut the door, and that would make things a lot easier, so I wouldn't have to be talking on the phone. This is actually a wallet, but be talking on the phone, be like, and then she walks in when I like have totally forgotten that I was talking on the phone, and so yeah, um, je dois Paris. And what's today? Today is Friday, June 5th, 2009. Hold on. Do you hear like these buses going by? This is ridiculous. D'accord. All right, now it's good. So today, well, what's happened awkwardly? Um, I went to. All right, well, the other night at dinner, my host mother is a midwife, I guess. It's not a term that people hear very often, but she's a nurse that helps people deliver babies. And so she was telling a story, and I wasn't really listening because at dinner, it's like they talk extremely fast at dinner because they're mostly talking to like their family, and it's always funny because I kind of like zone out, but then I can always tell when they're about to talk to me because they talk like slower and louder, and it's just nice. Well, and I can understand what they're saying. It's just I choose not to like be like, come on, like what did you say? But anyway, so the woman, my husband was like, she was helping this lady give birth, and the lady was just like, fuck, when she was giving birth, and I was just like, oh, what does that mean? Meaning, like, what does fuck mean? And she was just like, what? And I was like, is that a French word? I don't know. And she was just like, no, it's an English word, except this wasn't French. So it just made me look really stupid because it's like, I speak English and I was asking her what it meant. And it's not a good word to ask what it means because it has so many different meanings. It really is such a very usable word. Just use it a lot in a lot of different senses. It can be really good, like this is so fucking great, or like it can be really bad, like fuck you. I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now, but yeah, it's it's a decent. As far as words go, it's pretty decent. Yeah. So I wish you weren't a liar. Um, then this is great too because now I look like the really smart American. Um, my host mother was talking to me about cancer or something, but I didn't know she was talking about cancer because she's told me the name of the disease, and a lot of the names of the diseases are different in French, obviously, because it's a different language. So I was like, what? And she's like, he has a I don't maybe it's called a crab. And so I was like, oh, he has crabs, and she was like, yeah. And so we were talking about this whole thing, and she was like talking about how to prevent it and stuff, and I was like, well, you can just prevent it by like abstinence, like not having sex. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, you get crabs from having sex, so if you don't have sex, then you won't get crabs. And she was like, no, you don't get crabs from having sex. And I was like, well, you don't get them from like holding hands. It's just or like you can't like breathe them in. She's like, I know, but it's like genetic. You don't like normally get it from having sex. And then I ended up somehow putting together that by crab, she was just translating the word crab to English, and I think she was talking about, you know how the zodiac sign for Cancer is a crab? Yeah. So I ended up figuring out that she was talking about, like, I think maybe they call a tumor a crab, maybe. And then so she must think that I think that you can get cancer from having sex. And I don't think that. That's really awkward. And yeah, so it's been good. Bob still smells like poop. But yeah, it's going to Ireland on Wednesday. I've never been, and I'm very excited. And yeah, and I kind of want to speak English. I saw these Southerners today at my train station at Bercy, and I helped them get on the train, but they were like South, so they were really stupid. And he was so confused. He's like, "So now wait, you're English?" And I was like, "No, I'm American." And he's like, "But yeah, well that's what I meant. You're English. You speak English." And I was like, "Oh, because to me, if I was to say I'm English, that would mean I'm from England, which is a different country, meaning it's not America. And do you know you're in a different country right now?" And so he was going through this whole thing, and he's just like, "But I don't understand why you're here. It just doesn't make any sense why you're here." And I was like, "Well, um, I'm doing foreign exchange of my high school. You know, that thing that you dropped out of? And, yeah, I'm here living with a host family." He's like, "So you're living with a family, an American family?" I'm surprised I didn't say English. And I was like, "No, a French family." He's like, "So they speak American?" And I was like, "No, they speak French. It's a language that they speak in France, and we're in France, so they speak French." She's like, "Yeah," well, he was like, "But you don't speak French." And I was like, "Actually, sir, you don't know me. Yes, I do speak French." He's like, "But you're American." And I was like, "Believe it or not, Americans have the capability to learn a foreign language. Or at least some of us do." Natalie Ward can. Yeah. And then you get the people like Melanie Pop who choose to take like Latin or something like that. Voice. Yeah. So I can't really think of anything else that I have to say. Oh, do you want to see what I bought today? Well, this for mes tantes et mes oncles. Mes tantes et mes oncles. Let's see. I can't see. This is a painting. It's pretty cool. See that? Oops, wrong hand. See that? Oops, wrong way. That's the Eiffel Tower. That's probably like Le Pont Neuf. Quelque chose comme ça. And that's Montmartre with the Sacré-Cœur. It's kind of sad though because you really can't see those things all at the same time. But we can always pretend. And then what else do I got? I got this one. Again, Eiffel Tower. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is so much more difficult looking at. Okay. Eiffel Tower. Another bridge. Et des choses comme ça. And what else did I get? Oh, I also got this. I got this. This is actually in my 8th grade classroom. Yeah, Miss Corbo's classroom. I remember this. And so I decided to get it because it was a little reminiscent of when I started taking French. And it was a pretty sick pick. I don't know if that was wicked loud, but it was here. And then I bought sunglasses, and I actually don't really know what I look like in these. If I look like a tool or not. But I was on a bateau mouche today, one of those boats that go through the river, and it was just like so bright I couldn't even look. So this is gonna be my debut with these new glasses. They were like €6. It was nothing big, but I just want to see, because I wanted to get aviators, but I wasn't feeling it. They made me look like a bug. I can't even. It's too dark to see, but do I look cool? Chris Flynn always says that. He's like, "Yeah, boy," and I'm like, "Chris, you're from Hanover." Hanover. But whatever. So, wow, 9 minutes. You wasted a lot of time watching this. Yes, you did. I'm going to watch this when I'm like 30. Actually, no, I would never watch this when I'm 30, but you know what? Maybe like I'll see this like a year from now, which is a long time. And I'll like be like, I was so embarrassing. Because I am. Because I am. Donc, finissons avec une prière. Notre Père qui es aux cieux, que ton nom soit sanctifié, que ton règne vienne, que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel. Donnez-nous aujourd'hui notre pain de ce jour et pardonnez-nous nos offenses, que nous pardonnons aussi à ceux qui nous ont offensés. Et ne nous soumets pas à la tentation, mais délivre-nous du mal. Amen. 5 Second Hail Mary. Le Jésus salue Marie, pleine de grâce, le Seigneur est avec toi, tu es bénie entre toutes les femmes, et Jésus, le fils de tes entrailles, béni